Hi everyone. I made this video so that I can help and show an example of what it is like to complete one of your math lessons. This is for 6th grade scholars, completing my math lessons every day. So I hope this video helps and clears up any confusion that you might have about what am I supposed to do to get full credit on completing these lessons. Okay, so I'm going to play the part of a 6th grade scholar about to complete my math lesson for today from Mrs. Vidal. All right, and scene. So I'm so excited about filling out my lesson for Mrs. Vidal. I'm going to go to my Google Classroom because I know that's where she posts everything that I need to do for today. I'm going to click on my math class. And I can see right here that she posted notes, my exit ticket for today, and my lesson for Pear Deck. So first of all, I want to get my notes ready. Your notes are going to look a little different as a scholar, but here are my notes for today. And I want to keep this tab open the entire lesson so I'm ready to take notes. I also have a piece of paper ready to go if I need to draw or show Mrs. Vidal my work later on. Okay, back to my class. I now want to open up my lesson for today in Pear Deck. Depending on my internet, sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it's pretty quick. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling great because I'm about to do some math. All right. I want to start at the very first slide. I know Mrs. Vidal is really working on this video issue, but I know that if I click this link down here, it's going to take me to the introduction video that I want to see because I want to hear what my lesson will be about today. If I click this link, it's going to open up in a brand new YouTube tab. I'm going to listen to it, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing next. All right, now that I listened to that video, I know what my lesson is about, so I can move on to the next slide. I can see right here that Mrs. Vidal likes to see how I'm feeling today. I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm going to put this purple, line right here because I'm feeling pretty good. If I'm not feeling too good, I want Mrs. Vidal to know that as well, and I put it over here. Moving on to my next slide. I'm going to draw on this slide. You can draw using a highlighter. Highlighting works best when you want to annotate. I can also type. I like to type because it looks way better than when I draw. And I can even draw a line right here to show that Mrs. Vidal that I know how to draw this model. She also wants me to write an equation, so I get to type that right here. The sum, that means adding, is equals 32. Okay, now that I'm done with this slide, I'm ready to go. And I know Mrs. Vidal is going to look at this and see how I did. The next slide is always the lesson. So I want to make sure that I still have my notes open right here. I have my paper right here if I need to draw or take notes on here. And I click this link to listen to the entire lesson so I know what I'm going to be doing today. While I listen to this lesson, I flip back to this slide so that I can type as I'm listening to Mrs. Vidal. So I can always go back, pause, and take notes this way. All right. Done with that, I can go back to my lesson. Okay, I turned in my notes up here. I watched the video. Now I'm ready to complete the rest of the lesson. Again, Mrs. Vidon lets me draw on this. I can type, I can draw lines, I can use a highlighter or a pencil. Specifically for annotating, I like to use the highlighter. And I also like to type. So I showed you how to do this before. I would complete this on every single slide. Here, Mrs. Vidon wants me to type a number. Something minus 9 equals 12. I know that that is 21. I click here. I know that it's submitted, and Mrs. Vidon will see my answer. Moving on to the next one. Same thing. I draw, annotate, or write on here, and then I move on and answer the next question. That would be 22. 22 plus 12 is 34. So I know that that is my answer. Moving along. Again, drawing. Again, typing. Very quick mental math. That's 7. Doesn't take me too long because Mrs. Vidon taught me. And I know Mrs. Vidon always adds a challenge problem, and I know they're sometimes difficult, but I always try my best, and even if it's wrong, it's okay. Mrs. Vidon wants to see me try. So I would type in my answer here. I can type in a sentence or just my answer in number form. Moving on. And here's my exit ticket. Now, if I wanted to, I can submit it right here, type in my first and last name, and then hit submit at the end, or I can go back, and I know Mrs. Vidon posted a separate link for my exit ticket, so I can do it there, but I like to do it in my slides. So I'm going to fill it out here, make sure that I include my first and last name, which homeroom I'm a part of, my answers, and then I click submit. I won't get a good grade on my lesson if I don't complete my exit ticket, so I want to make sure I do that. And Mrs. Vidon's final slide is always feedback for her to make sure that she knows how I felt during my lesson. So if I thought this was too easy, I would click here. If I thought it was a little too hard, I'd click here. It was pretty okay for me right now, so I'm going to click just right. And now I am completely done with my math lesson. I turned in my notes, I turned in my exit ticket, I completed all the slides, and now I'm good to go and I can go play video games or complete another lesson. All right, I hope this was helpful. I can't wait to see all your guys' hard work on your math lessons.